We are on. Welcome back to episode something.
60-something.
Yeah!
Woohoo!
All right. After that depressing episode on the last episode of the Sketchbook Heroes.
We now pick up the pace and
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
also the mood. Maybe.
Yes.
Probably not.
So, this is Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Elias.
And me, Robert.
And our
Co-host, nobody.
No. In collaboration with 21 Draw.
21 Draw.
What's 21 Draw, Robert?
21 Draw is, well, it's one Insta page, but it's also a website, and it's a group of people that make cool stuff, and they make like books and also like art tutorial classes.
Yeah, art master
stuff.
classes by awesome people.
Yes.
And in the art books, you can find people like Loish, Randy Bishop, and some other cool people that you'll have to look up. So 21-draw.com.
Yes.
Whoa. So
Really
check them out.
awesome. Good.
All
outfit.
right. Yeah. Cool.
So how you been, bro?
It's all good.
Yeah.
So intro talk, eh?
Intro.
Cool. Yeah, I've been good. Life was super hectic last week, and I really haven't slept that much since.
No?
No, I had that gig in Göteborg. Gothenburg, and I worked pretty much like a full week. Then I flew down to Gothenburg, like pretty much got there at midnight, went out of the train, walked about 50 meters, checked into the hotel, slept 4 hours, got back out of the hotel, went to the venue, worked for way too long, then got to the train station. The train was late. I went home at around 10 o'clock. The train showed up. I got to the city at like 1, I think it was like 1 something like a.m. And then I just barely got home, slept 2 hours, went to work.
Dude.
And then it was finally Saturday. It was my the daughter's birthday, so I went up early and then it just kept going like that.
Birthday to you.
Yeah, her birthday's on Thursday, but the party was this weekend.
Happy Thursday
Day
to you. Happy
Birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to you.
Pooh.
Cool. So how have you been?
I've been good. My week is, well, I feel like it's luxury weeks for me now because compared to you, I do nothing.
Because nothing compares.
Well, everything compares.
Everything compares, yeah.
Yes. No, I'm still taking it really slow, getting back into the business, trying to keep it to just one client each day. No stress.
Mm-hmm.
Just slowly getting back into it. And it's going good. Like, I was a little bit worried because I didn't have that many people booked in for this month. You start getting, like, a little bit sweaty and, like, fuck, am I going to actually make some money? But, yeah, people are slowly finding me. I did a little Instagram marketing thing,
I
too.
saw it. It popped up on my feed. I was like, sponsored. I was like, oh, it's Robert. No, I think that's perfect. Like, you're doing it for business reasons.
Exactly. So, yeah, I just trying to get more people to come in. So if you have an itch on your skin and you're in Stockholm, just look me up. Tattoos by Rob on Instagram or visit huckleberry.com.
Should start a studio called Skin Stabbers. That was horrible. I take it back. I take it all back.
We should make a horror movie called Skin Stabbers.
This depraved tattoo artist.
Or it's like just
depraved tattoo artist.
You watch a skin that gets scabs.
You.
And then they fall
and
off.
then they die.
Yeah.
The scab.
But yeah.
Cerebral palsy.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So,
so without further ado,
let's up and skadoosh!
That's all drool.
Yeah.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, you know they have
whip.
All right.
Oh, hey, and we're back. So on today's episode, we thought, and when I say we, I mean Robert said that we should talk about style again. Revisit that old dog.
Sort of, kind of.
Sort of, kind of.
Which is the theme for every episode.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. So the way we work is sometimes we do plan out the episodes, and sometimes we just let inspiration take hold of us and we go with the flow. And today is one of those go with the flowy days, like
the
pretty
last
much
one?
every other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we planned one? Yeah, we planned the first
No,
one.
dude, I have notes of us actually writing stuff.
Yeah,
It's insane.
we're writing stuff. But do we
Yeah.
ever talk about the stuff we write?
No.
But we do have it written down.
But we have it written down.
That's-
If, in case someone's like, you're just winging it. And I'm like, no.
Just pull out the
notes, motherfucker. But you mentioned that. This is not your
Yeah.
podcast.
Multiple posts.
Walk along.
Yes.
Walk along.
Move along. Move along. So, yes. Style today, I just, my brain kept thinking, why limit yourself to just the one style?
Yeah.
And I think this is something that happens every once in a while. You're like constantly creating the same sort of thing.
Mhm.
Even if you're drawing different types of things, you're still drawing it all in the similar type of style. And I just thought, why? Why do you have to do that? Why don't you try pushing those walls of the box out a bit and introduce something totally different? I don't know, like a graffiti thing or a super realistic thing or whatever you might be doing. Do something totally opposite of what you do.
Yeah.
And then try to maybe combine it in some funny way.
Yeah.
So that was the idea, and that spawned this episode.
Yeah.
And with that said, moving on. No.
No. And that's it for that topic, motherfuckers.
But yeah. No, so what are your views? Because, I mean, you do have a very niche style that you've developed
Over
a lot,
years.
yeah.
But I haven't aimed to. I remember back when we were doing our comic Cursed that you will never see.
Oh, don't say that. I have it.
Robert still
I
has
still have
his
it.
part because he made like 16 pages and I made zilch.
It's actually just 3 pages, okay?
16 pages.
It felt like 16.
No, but you drew them. All the
Each
panels is
panel
a different
one-
A4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So 16 pages of fucking.
I've actually taken a comic book course, so I think I'm gonna save
It's
that
happening.
for a
That
future
sounded good.
future episode.
Sorry for this. It just sounds really good through
I
the
feel like
headphones.
we should be in like a ba-do, boo boo. So cool. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
me
really
making
just
this
so
snappy
good.
thing. Yeah.
We make awesome sounds.
Even
together.
derailing with sounds now. Is this what we've?
That's what.
Oh man,
Nothing has changed.
nothing has changed.
Nothing has
Alright.
changed.
So
Yeah.
speaking of styles,
But
yes.
yeah, the styles, the comic thing that we were working on back then. I
Yeah.
was so trying to like, oh, I need my style. I need a specific style, and I was so caught up that I remember you drawing like a million pictures. We were 16 at the time,
I think so. Yeah.
around there.
No, yeah, we were 16.
I was so obsessed about this, like, oh, I need to find my own style. And Robert had painted, or drawn 16 pages during my little sort of 16-year-old confusion. That's what I'm saying. People are spending so much time trying to figure out their style that they're not drawing. Again, like social media, like you get drawn into this spiral of not producing anything.
Yeah, you just you're stuck in, like, as soon as you start drawing on the piece of paper, it's like, no, it's not looking right.
Yeah, it's not the style,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
the fuck that
So you
is.
already have like a bar set that you have to reach before you even start drawing anything.
exactly.
So yeah, forget about that. Jesus. Forget about Jesus.
Forget about Jesus. This has nothing to do about religion.
But yes, no, that's a very good point.
Mhm.
And I think we do get influenced by Instagram and the people that we follow as well.
Yes.
So my idea was more to develop your style and not get stuck, which is where I still am. So this is a week later. Last time we spoke, I was stuck in like this little art block thing and afraid of failing and whatever it is. And I'm still kind of there. Like, I've let it go. I did go frozen on the bitch and really let it go.
That's one of my favorite sayings from this
Right?
Cookbook Heroes.
Yes, I love it too.
You said it so perfectly the first time.
So now we have the honey badger as well.
A honey badger,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Be a honey badger. Honey badger, move on.
We're not derailing in every sentence here. What was I talking about?
Something about honey badger.
Just not giving a fuck
Not
about
giving
failing.
a fuck, something frozen bitches and
Yeah.
shit.
But now I've started thinking a lot more about the tattooing stuff. So that's where I'm at right now. And I really want to focus on becoming better at doing realistic style tattoos, but in combination with the style that I already do. So I am combining different styles. That's why I thought of this. So I am doing a very graphic type of style called black work, where you do just really thick, bold lines with a lot of black. And it's a very graphic style.
But it's pretty much hard shadows, right?
Yeah,
It's just
exactly. Like old school comic book style, I
Yeah.
guess. Like with figures
the
and
blacks
stuff
are
like
black and the
that. Yeah.
whites are white.
Well, you kind of only use black as even if you're shading, you're just using solid black. So
Yeah.
cross hatching or dot work and
Mhm.
stuff like that, but in combination with super realistic stuff.
Mhm.
So that's where I want to take my tattooing now. But I am at the moment combining different styles and
Mhm.
exploring what can be done and what looks good and what looks not good and stuff like that. So yeah, again, it spawned this topic, and I just wanted to talk more about stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't actually relate to that about combining, because it's usually not only to like style. I just like changing mediums.
Mm.
Even that for me is the same thing, like because the different mediums sort of forces me to work differently, think differently. For example, now I'm doing the ink, so they're forcing me to think in one way.
Yeah.
So my Inktober right now, it's starting to, because people are like, oh my God, the story's so beautiful. You know, like you should keep doing the story. So the more I try to do a story, the longer these fuckers take.
Of course.
Because what I talked about last time about thinking ahead of what you're doing, like you need to plan for everything. You need to, like, because this is also black work. A lot of what I'm doing right now is black
It's
work.
exactly what it is.
And if you cover something, there's no going back.
No.
You either like move on and just like try to save the picture in another way, or you just move on. Like you just desert the image and go to the next one, because you can't, like, especially if you're telling a story. Like today I almost like went, I painted everything and then I realized I forgot the fairy.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, fuck, but then I had space to put her in and I totally messed her up, but it's fine. Like it's good enough to post.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that just like switching mediums and everything can help you vary your style. And my digital work, if you compare that to my traditional stuff, very different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But you can still see that it's
No,
drawn
no,
by
no.
the same hand. Which
sure,
is,
but I do draw like a more cartoony, realistic style. When I like the one I did for the event.
Yeah.
You saw that one, and that one is so much different from my links, for
Yeah.
example.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But the colors, like if I would color Link and stuff, it would sort of be in that direction maybe,
Yeah.
but still they're different. And I think that's like that variation, I think, is what makes it fun. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's necessary too. Like almost like you need a vacation from your work, you know? It's
Oh,
like
yeah, dude,
taking a break
definitely.
from doing the same thing over and over, which in the end is just going to become repetitive, and you're probably going to get sick of drawing the same thing. Maybe
Yeah.
not. Like,
yeah,
but
depends on
I
who
think
you are, yeah.
I would be. Like,
Same.
I'm
Same.
too restless to be locked in and doing the same exact thing all the time.
I don't think I've ever done anything so much as I've done the Zelda inks. Like, I don't think I've drawn anything remotely the same as many times as I've drawn that shit.
So I think this is a really good exercise for you.
For me, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because when we were doing the comic, I had such a hard time recreating the same character and
Yeah.
all that. Now this is forcing me to, okay, like
Explore
rocks
that,
look like
yeah.
this, characters, Link looks like this. These are the rules within the way you created Link. And I'm trying to sort of keep that, and then like I do improve him a little every time I can.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about drawing the same thing, something that I hate doing, drawing the same thing is, though, that the confidence that comes with drawing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Because then you plan it better. You're like, it's that whole awareness thing. It's like you can see the world, like, and you can build it up. You're like a god, pretty much. That's what it feels like.
Have you noticed an increase in your speed much, or is it almost the same every piece now?
Oh man, I'm so fast. Like when it comes to some of the stuff, it's as soon as I know what I'm supposed to do, everything is super fast.
Yeah.
But if there is an element, like for example, I think in October 13 or 12, it's Link, the boat has crashed, and he's walking up to, like, he's in the shore. Like, he's just by the shore. He's in the water, and he's just walking up to the island.
Yeah.
That one was a bit tricky, because the island is pretty much, it's a jungle, and then there's this, like, volcano or rock in the middle of it sticking out, and trying to make that vegetation, like, feel thick and without it being all black or like a big black blob around the volcano. Also, it's pretty far away, so you can't do too much black on it as well. So it's like those things. Those slow me down so much.
But I mean, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're still fast. Like, I think all of them are like, they're like the fastest one, 15, the slowest one, about an hour. So
that's still
that
very
range
fast.
is fast. Yeah. You get like a full image in that sense.
Yeah.
And everyone's been calling them line work.
Yeah. But it like, kind of is.
But
because you're not filling in too much, and you are working with.
Depends on what parts. That's the thing. A lot of it has, like just big blotches of ink. Yeah. Because I don't do line work. I don't do like, this line goes around here.
No, I get the way you think, but I also understand what they mean and how they think.
I think they I think they think that I draw every line, like a lot of them, those lines are just like one flowy move sort of, or like a move without lifting the pencil. I just like,
which is line work. Like if you break it down, that is what it is. So in that sense,
I hate you. Yes. God damn it.
Yes.
No. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'll just back down.
Just accept it, man.
But you're all wrong.
You're in the line work. Yeah, no, I'm super stoked to always see that you're continuously posting and you're not giving up yet. You must have almost broken your record now.
My record is 18 posted.
So, almost there.
Yep. What is it, like the 14th today?
Probably.
Okay, watch. Yep, 14th.
There you go.
I need to now that you mention it, I need to, before I do the 18th one, I need to go pick up my passport.
You're totally gonna forget your passport.
I was supposed to pick it up on Sunday, forgot. I was supposed to pick it up 2 months ago at the police station. I forgot.
Dude.
So I have 4 more days to pick it up before it gets destroyed.
Fuck.
Yeah, and then I have to pay another whatever I paid the first time.
Okay, so maybe do that tomorrow.
I can't, but Wednesday definitely, the day before.
Fuck, dude.
Well, I did pay for the work, so them just throwing it isn't like I'm not going to pay.
You're actually doing them a favor.
Exactly.
Without you, they wouldn't have anything to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you can earn your keep. No. Just dust.
Fantastic.
Douchebag.
But, all right, so let's go back into the topic a bit. And I'm just curious if you have any plans, some sort of style that you've always wanted to sort of get into a little bit more? Or are you content with the stuff that you do now and you just progress the way you do? Oh, shit.
The thing is that you guys see a lot of the work that I do, but then I do the stuff that I do at work as well, which differs, I would say, from the stuff that I do privately. So I'm getting a lot of exploration within styles, both my own and... So right now, I don't think I have anything... I think the key for me right now is just to take other people's style, like the draw this in your style challenge, and then just draw that in my style.
Yeah.
Like use what I like from their stuff, but then, like interpret it in my style. Because I found that is an interesting way for me to develop.
That is actually a really good segue into that topic. Because it's still in styles. But that hashtag and that...
I love that hashtag.
What would you call it? That thing.
It's a challenge. I call them all challenges.
I think it's genius. And it's so fun to see all of that starting to happen. I wanted to do multiple, haven't really.
I think I've done 3. I don't know.
I think 3.
I think I've done the black girl with the bicep, the sharp bicep that I got. I did Max Greck's skull or zombie girl.
Yeah.
I did Andrea Tam's mermaid, and I did Chabe Escalante's whatever she was, like some green girl or some pink girl. I don't remember, with green hair.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I did 4.
But that's such a cool thing. And again, if you feel like you are a little bit stuck, you don't have to look up any of those challenges.
No.
You could just find somebody's work that you really like and then just reinterpret it, because that's just an awesome way to progress.
That's how I started. Yeah. Like J. Scott Campbell was.
I think that's how we all come.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the arm or the tattoos on my right arm are things that I copied to progress myself, or that remind me of those things.
Yeah.
Now you know what to do.
Exactly.
Start copying stuff.
Yeah, copy the people that make the experience seamless for you.
Yeah.
You know, like there's always an artist that sort of resonates with you, whether it be Loish, or Art Germ, or some other famous dude.
Or Madureira.
Or Joe Madureira, that was a big influence for us. Holy shit, I drew Madureira for a while.
So much, especially with the really thick line work.
Thick line work. I
so
really got into it.
And that's something that I wanted to get into as well, because sometimes you might not know what it is that you find extremely awesome with this artist until you start copying the style. And like, oh shit, I didn't actually notice that they did this and this and this.
Yeah.
And also a great challenge just to learn how to break down somebody else's piece and how to sketch it
exactly,
up.
Exactly.
Things.
And I think the cool thing about that, like breaking down someone else's work, gives you so many sort of like insights to how to improve your own shit. Because I still have, in regards to both Madureira and J. Scott Campbell, is that I still draw noses and some of the stuff the way that I was taught by them, by studying their work and like drawing Danger Girl or whatever the fuck his James Bond one was, that stuff was just like, I got so much from that. I think even the Gen 13 series that Campbell did was, for me, at the time, I copied so much of his work.
Yeah, but you really had those women nailed down.
But I couldn't draw. But all my dudes looked exactly the same as well. But
it was so impressive because I really wanted to learn how to draw that, and I could never get past making them super feminine looking. Every time I draw a woman, it just becomes more of a man.
Oh, you get the masculinity.
That's
and I had the same with the men.
Yeah,
they all looked like super like. What do you call it when men look?
Androgen.
Androgynous.
Yes.
And like nothing wrong with that, but if that's not what you're aiming for,
it's frustrating.
It's frustrating.
It's so frustrating, especially.
I still do it, but it's just like I'm better.
Yeah, and I was never, I don't know, determined enough, or I didn't have the energy to sit down and practice drawing women the way you have.
Oh, dude, it was like for a short while it was religious. I still see people that just mastered it to like they get like all the little like little things like within the thighs, the hips, just like the
exactly. That's the stuff that I can't see.
I can't see, or I can't see some of it, but then there's some of it that I just like I haven't picked up.
No, but you see all that stuff. You probably don't think you do, but you do.
Yeah, but I guess it's a give and take there. Like some people do it. There's always someone that does it a little better, and he's probably Asian and 14. So let's just have that like put out there, just so everyone's aware. Yes. There's always a 14-year-old Asian kid better than you. So if you want to like reach out to the Sketchbook Heroes, we're terrible at replying to emails.
Yes.
But you can still send us emails at hello@sketchbookheroes.com.
That is hello@sketchbookheroes.com.
Also, Instagram @SketchbookHeroes.
And, any other
Facebook?
place you can find us.
Facebook, I think.
Yeah.
@SketchbookHeroes.
I think your best bet is probably Instagram or
mail. It's so much easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, if you like this podcast or hate it, just vote on us on the wherever the fuck you listen to your podcast.
Wherever you're listening, just go in, rate us.
Rate us.
Yes.
Rate us 5 out of 5. Always.
Yeah. because that means both horrible and awesome.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
wherever you're standing, 5 stars. Awesome.
Yeah. So I had a thing I wanted to say about the thing that we were talking about.
Nice.
Style something something.
Let's hear the thing.
God damn it. What was it though?
I don't know.
Yeah, because we.
It's your brain.
I had a really good thing about
Draw
the
this in
thing.
your style.
Draw this in your style.
That what we're gonna do it on
Yes.
Sketchbook Heroes thing.
Just before that, before you said that, and I said that they could contact us, I had an idea. Do you remember?
I don't
What
remember
happened
your
in my
idea.
brain? Come on,
No,
Robert. Remember
no.
my idea.
It's
You
too
know-
cloudy. You're too sleepy. I can't read your brain.
God damn it, boy.
Yes.
Damn it, it was a really good thing. So, Robert,
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Yeah. God damn it, I had a really good thing.
Yeah. I don't really have much more to say about that except, again, try and find styles that you haven't necessarily looked at before. Another good tip is obviously go to like your local library or maybe art museum or something, which it's just gonna automatically open up your brain a little bit more to different styles. Even trying new mediums, like Ilya said, jumping between digital and traditional, but also going old school traditional if you're not used to that. Like maybe try painting with gouache or oil paints or watercolors or normal colored pencils. Whatever it is, it's going to take you out of your comfort zone and hopefully, most likely, improve your art skill. So, go nuts. Have fun. Live life.
Agreed. And I would say don't look for inspiration in just the normal places. You know, like the first Google search, the first thing.
Exactly. Maybe step outside a bit.
Yeah, step outside. Like take bullshit things and just incorporate them and like make your thing out of those things. Because I think that's where originality is born as well.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always going to be, and I think we talked about that a lot in the official style episode that we had.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what you try to do, it's always going to be like with a little bit of your fingerprint on it. So it's always going to look like what you do. But obviously, if you haven't drawn any realistic style, you don't really know what that's going to look like.
Yeah, definitely. But I think the good thing we mentioned in that episode was that no matter, like, if you're aiming to draw shit in your style or not, you're always going to interpret it the way you do. You know, like, so it'll always be your style.
Exactly.
That's why you shouldn't get so obsessed with chasing your style.
No, because you have it. And I think that was like the whole...
I think that was the point
the
of that episode.
Exactly. So, like, stop looking for it. You already have it.
Yeah.
Just try to develop it is what we're saying now, or at least what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think there's a difference where people confuse style and, like, I think people are chasing style instead of trying to find out what they already do. Like, appreciate what you do.
Yeah.
And then trying to find ways of making that faster.
Exactly.
You know, like the way that I draw links, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a style now. Now it's a specific style.
Oh yeah,
of what
for
I
sure.
do.
I think
And
after 3 posts, it's a style.
It's a style, yeah. And I keep developing it. Like, oh, I could draw a link like this. I could do trees like this. I could draw rocks like this. I could do this to convey depth. And then, you know, every time I add another like tool to my belt, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next time you revisit, it's way faster.
And you're not going to lose any tools by doing this. It's
No.
like it's only going to improve your catalog of stuff that you can use in the future. So yeah, again, it's just like you have to do it.
Yeah.
Pretty
and I think just being brave there, because I have these pages in that sketchbook now that look really nice.
Yeah.
But then in between those pages, there are some failed attempts. And then there's not even like, I wouldn't even call them failed attempts. They are pretty much me experimenting, trying to find what Link looks like from the front. Because that was not a thing last time.
I think you did a great job, bro.
And
it looks great.
But it's not meeting my expectations. So I've filled out pages and pages of what I want Link to look like.
Yep, yep.
And I'm not 100% there, but I'm somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm somewhere in between nothing.
You've at least
And
started it.
exactly
You started
that.
exploring it.
And some of the pages I just mess up immediately. Like you accidentally like scrap his face with like a line that isn't supposed to be there.
It's a scar.
It's a scar. And then I just try to build from it. And I'm like, that didn't work. I do another one.
Yeah.
And I do them so messy. They're so messy. It looks like shit. But I do work, you know what I mean? And then I just like turn the page. I keep drawing more links. Then I turn the page. And it really helps this friggin' style thing that everyone's chasing develop.
Yeah. It's very interesting. It'd be nice to get somebody else's input on this too. Like we need to get in some
But
guests.
let's talk to
people.
21 Draw.
Yeah.
And if there is like an artist that they have in their like
Catalog?
ginormous catalog, yeah. I think they've worked with over 100 artists. So
Oh yeah.
and you're gonna love some of those names. So if you want to check them out, 21-draw.com or Instagram, same thing.
Yeah.
21 Draw.
21 Draw.
But check them out. And if you have requests for artists that they have like worked with, we can try to get them here at some point.
Yeah.
But I think that we're going to try to find a specific artist from that catalog that has a very distinct style.
Exactly.
Where you wouldn't just say like, oh, this guy draws
No.
just generic this.
And it'd be really interesting to see the journey that person has gone through to
Mm-hmm.
end up with that style. And also to hear if they're only doing that or if they're doing something else on the side and whatever it is. So, yes, future episodes.
So I would say just go bananas, like I think if I'm going to give you the one advice about drawing or discovering the way that you draw, because I would say that's what we're aiming for here. Don't think about, I'm going to draw like this type or that type. You're going to draw whatever the fuck you draw, like in the way that you do.
Yeah.
But mimic the artist that you love, steal a nose, steal a toe, steal the eyes, steal the exactly whatever makes your work cohesive and better, add these small elements. Like just think of it like that. I'm going to improve the one thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to reinvent my style now or like the whole thing. Because it took me years to draw the female eyes.
Yeah.
And then it took me years, to really like settle into the way that I do it rather than just drawing eyes.
Yeah.
I drew tons of eyes, but
Yeah.
I was only satisfied every now and then, and now I can sort of get to that faster.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not just like, oh, I succeeded this time. It's not that approach.
No. And it wasn't that you couldn't draw eyes back then. It was just it just wasn't the eye that you wanted to draw.
Exactly that. Like,
so you already had your style, but it's slowly but surely been sculpted and molded into what it is now.
Yeah.
And it's still in the process of...
Oh, it's still in the process, but
it's a never-ending process of improvement, I guess. Because, once you stop improving, there's nothing left.
I think that is where a lot of people get lost. They either get so satisfied with their own work. I don't know. Can you ever get satisfied with your work?
Like narcissistic assholes?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's probably that. But I'm just saying that for every time I do something good, there's also, I don't know, like I can be proud of it for a split second, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, I really pulled this off. And then
Yeah.
I revisit like a week later and all the flaws and all the things. I was just like, why didn't I fix this? Or why didn't I do this? Or why didn't I do it like this?
Yeah, I see that
Like,
almost immediately.
That comes back. Yeah, exactly. And then the work I did last week, people are like, oh, why aren't you making an art book? Like, I was like, I couldn't. It's too old. Like, it's last week. Like, oh, it's too old.
Yeah.
Move on.
No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am satisfied, though. I need to point this out. Like, when you do something and you do it well at the time, be proud of that.
Yeah.
I think that's where you need to encourage yourself. Because if it's only about failing, like we talked about last time, and you got to appreciate that little fucking journey, that you're on.
Exactly.
Like, you got to enjoy drawing, even if the result is shit sometimes, or, like a lot of the time sometimes.
Most of the time, yeah.
But I think, like, the more you draw outside of your comfort zone, the
Yeah, it's going
more
to...
fucked up it gets.
Well, see it this way. It's like whenever you try something new, you're at the bottom of a big hill or a big, I don't know,
Exactly.
road, whatever. So you can only pretty much see a long ass road in front of you,
Mm-hmm. So
and
imagine
not the finish line, you know. But then maybe halfway through, you've already reached that goal, but you're gonna keep just looking ahead, and it's never gonna end.
exactly.
Really. So it's again, it's this battle in your head, back and forth with like being happy and content with the stuff you do, but also needing to improve and evolve, and and on it goes. But that's the beauty of this.
I think that's the beauty of it. Imagine if you were drawing and you succeeded.
That'd be the most boring fucking thing
Fucking
ever.
boring. Exactly that. Like, oh yeah, I could draw like Kim Young-gi, or I could draw, you know, like Joel Ria, like super realistic.
Yeah.
And then what?
But I mean, even Kim Young-gi is
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're never satisfied. Like, even when they get to a level where it's like you can't even fucking tell that they're making mistakes.
No.
They are seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
They are at the level where they can spot that mistake, and it'll haunt them.
That's the only thing they're going to see.
Because I don't remember, like, I was watching something, and it's just like, I don't
Was
know
it
if it
porn?
was a movie or,
Porno.
yeah, probably a porno.
Yeah. That's what I
And he wakes up in the middle of the night, gets a blowjob, and then, like, goes back to drawing that one detail he couldn't draw.
thought. Oh, yeah, the horse of the Caribbean.
Horse of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Horse
Yeah.
of the Caribbean. The puns. Cool.
So bad.
So bad. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was terrible.
That's how we remove great ideas from Elias' head.
But you know what? I was thinking just a short while ago, like, we sound so mature. Thank you for bringing us back to a level where like, to the level where people expect us to be.
Exactly. We need to cuss more, I guess.
Cuss.
Cunt, fuck, motherfucker.
Boop. Just had nothing. I was just like, you used all the good words.
You had penis, you had cock.
Yeah, penis is not a curse.
Yeah. I don't know why I keep focusing in on, like, more. This is such a weird thing. It's probably going to be cut from the podcast.
No, it's not.
But whenever I curse and it's something like genuine, if I stub my toe or something horrendous, it's female genitalia. And if I want to just, you know, be funny and stupid but curse, it's male genitalia.
You've explored this.
Yes, because it's interesting, really. Like, well, Swedish words, fitta, kuk.
Mm-hmm.
Fitta is the genuine, like, fitta! You know, you mess up something.
yeah.
It just comes out so beautifully, naturally. It's such a good curse word. It says everything that you want to say at that split second. But if you, like, you know, you fail at something and you kuk, you know, it's a more...
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so it's a weird thing. I've contemplated this for a little while, but just speaking about it now, I don't know.
Cool story, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know how I cursed. I cursed a lot. Like, I cursed way too much.
You use motherfucker a lot. Like, that's your...
Do I?
Yeah, even like when you're speaking Swedish, it's like motherfucker.
Yeah, it has a nice cling to it.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know why.
it's such a long word.
Yeah, that's why I like it. Because then you can put emphasis into parts. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'll be self-conscious about that. That's the cool thing about doing podcasts. Everything you talk about or say or repeat, since you have headphones on and you can actually hear yourself all the fucking time, you will, pick up on words.
Yeah.
That you said
a little too much sometimes.
A little too much, right?
Yeah.
When we started making the podcast and I couldn't stop saying like, even though we joked about not saying like in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then I think it's like one episode specifically where we say it, both of us.
Constantly.
Yeah.
And
I tried cutting it out, and it's just like just trying to cut it together, and it's just like, oh, nope, the likes will stay.
And because I told you last time, I was like, think about the likes.
Yeah.
I kept saying like all the fucking time.
I didn't think about it though when I listened to the podcast, but
but
you're self-conscious about your own voice. That's the thing. Because I was trying to edit myself as well back in the day. Because I could say a sentence and then I would get... there would be... Like, I'd say something smart or, something of value to the listener. and then pause, like, for no reason. Didn't need a like in after the silence, and then you keep going. Those I could cut out, like seamlessly.
Yeah.
But still, just the need to say it. And you can almost, like, after a couple of times, you can hear yourself about to say it. And you're just like, motherfucker, you don't say the motherfucking word. Like. It's just like. You're like the fucking seagulls from Finding Nemo.
Yes.
Like. Australian seagulls. Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember, kids, the point of this episode, don't say like. I will find you.
And I will like you. But yeah, so enough talking about the fucking styles.
Yeah.
Just try it out and do it.
Cool.
Let's move the fuck along.
Awesome. And we're back.
Like it.
With tools. We are the tools.
We are the tools.
We are the children. We are the mentally challenged people. So let's start grinning. Tools. So, did you have anything in mind for tools?
So
We planned this. Shut up.
The only thing, I just wanted to repeat what I was doing right now. It's not really tools, but it is me exploring my tattooing and doing a little bit of a calling out to people in Stockholm that are willing to sacrifice skin for new artwork. And so I want to practice, which means you're going to get a very cheap tattoo, but it also means I need to have a lot of freedom with creating this tattoo. So that's what I'm focusing in on now. And it's definitely connected to tools because I'm learning how to just do smoother and better shading in portraits, especially because I've been drawing portraits forever, but I never ever get to tattoo portraits, and the ones that I have done recently are looking really, really good. I've only just haven't been able to photograph them because I've been a retard.
What about, I'm thinking, first of all, we should definitely give out your info so people can reach out.
Yes.
But I was thinking you got a new machine as well, right?
I did
recently.
Yes, I did. So this
for a reason, like, is it a better machine or is it
the reason I got the new machine is because the older one is old.
Oh shit! It's like it's your first one, or
yeah.
Same
well,
one?
It's not my first one, but it's the one that I started using when I became an apprentice. So it's 4 years old now, I guess. And you can really start to feel it. Like it's you need to push up the voltage of the machine a lot, almost twice the amount that I used to. So yeah, it's getting tired.
Okay.
And the same brand has just released a really nice, fancy new machine.
How much does one of those cost? Just out of curiosity.
This machine cost about 8,000 Swedish crowns.
Whoa! Jesus. Okay.
But then you also need some extra stuff. So roughly 10,000 crowns, I guess.
So $1,000 ish, give or take. Fuck it.
Yeah. 1,000 euros, $1,000.
Yeah, who cares?
It's
about that?
But it's
around there.
It's a fancy machine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want a really good machine, that's what you're looking at for sure. The cool thing about this machine, and this is going to be a little bit geeky for anybody that doesn't know anything about tattoo machines, but it's got two different settings on this machine. So one is the normal, just like the old machine that I have, and the other one is you make it into like a classic coil machine, which is the really old school type of machine that you use with the big long needles. So it hits.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, today tattoo artists are really spoiled today because you get stuff really, really easily made, and you have cartridges instead of needles and la 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 la.
Mm-hmm.
The cool thing about this setting is that it punches just like one of those old machines, but you don't have to use any of those needles and anything. So it works just the way you normally do, but it hits the skin in a very, very different way compared to the way you do with the other one, which is it has a little bit of a give. so it doesn't destroy the skin as much as you do with the other machine.
Exactly.
So there's some sort of sensor in the machine that feels where on the skin you are, which punches harder or looser depending on where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking awesome. Like, I've just started using it now, so I haven't really experienced the full gravity of that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can still feel it. Like, you just feel it like kicking in, and it gets a better grip on the skin. Whereas if I use the other one, I wouldn't even feel a difference.
Yeah,
I just
it would just be the one speed. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really cool, and I feel like I've used it maybe 10 times already, and it feels like I've always used it.
Oh, that's awesome, because that's what you want.
Exactly.
You want like sort of like a
I was really scared to
seamless-
use it first, but it's like you pay that much money, fuck it.
Yeah.
I have to use it. You just force yourself to do it.
But dude, tattooing people,
And you're still
yeah, just like I'll never get past it, because if you don't do it for a living, I don't think you can, like, know. You know what I mean? Like a canvas that sort of like is a cylinder.
I think
What the
most people
fuck?
think the opposite way, really. They think it's an easy thing.
It's because they're idiots.
Yeah, but I mean, I can
Fuck.
understand that too, because
I can't.
when you
just
look
like-
at somebody tattooing, you don't see the small things that you have to do. You just see them tracing the stencil that's on the skin.
Yeah.
And, well, there are people actually freehanding shit too. Like, I've seen these crazy Russians. There's always crazy Russians. in
Russians.
The goddamn tattoo
When it's not
industry.
Asians, it's
Yeah.
crazy Russians.
Crazy Russians that are freehanding portraits. So they're doing not calligraphy. What's it called? Croquis. Live
Yeah,
drawing.
live drawing. Yeah,
So,
or croquis.
Like, they have the person they're doing a portrait of just sitting
oh,
next to the
dicks.
client.
Okay,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a live.
Shit.
It's crazy.
That
God, I
is
hope people understood what I was
insane.
saying there. But so if I was this artist, I would be tattooing Ilias, and then I'd have
And then he'd have the girl from Titanic sitting naked on a couch.
next to
The
Ilias.
reference, pretty much.
And
Oh my god!
I would freehand that on, not with any markers, not with any stencil, just the machine needles and colors.
My
straight
balls
on
are
the
getting
skin.
sweaty just listening to
It's
this. Just
insane.
insane, yeah.
And it looks so good too. Like, it's a new level of fucking tattooing that's insane.
Holy dicks, dude.
And I'm just trying to like improve my portrait game now. I'm gonna use stencils for sure.
Yeah, so I would say, like, if you want cheaper tattoos for now, while he's trying stuff out, you should contact Robert.
Yeah. So the best way to hit me up would be Tattoos by Rob, also cocaine. Tattoos by Rob on Instagram, and from there you have the option to send me a direct email or a direct message on Instagram. Both are super fine. Also find me on Facebook, Huckleberry Rob, but I don't really check that out that much.
So why did you give it that?
I don't know. I'm gonna cut that out. So, but yeah, definitely find me on Instagram at Tattoos by Rob, and yeah. So you're gonna have to have a lot of leeway if you want a cheap tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want a cheap tattoo, then I can help you out with that one too.
So yeah,
I do everything. But yeah, so that's my tools part.
No,
that
I like
that
it.
went on way longer than I wanted it to.
but I'm always fascinated by tattoos, man.
Yeah.
It's an insane world. It's both like the best and the worst of, like, pretty much like the rest of the industry. You have both. There's some artists that just never learn to draw, and they're tattooing people,
Yeah.
which is terrifying.
It's so terrifying. God.
No regrets. Like, that's one of my favorite ones.
But that would be if you came to me, then you'd get that, because I'm fucking dyslexic. I can't spell for shit.
No, I've never.
So if you want lettering, just make sure you read it twice before you start tattooing. And this, it doesn't have to be with just me, but when you get a fucking script tattoo, do your artist a favor
And just
and
autocorrect.
read it. Read the fucking tattoo, because God, so many times people look in the mirror and like, yeah, looks great. And
But
then
they don't read it?
see the spelling error. They don't
But
see that there's a missing letter or something.
But that's better.
It makes it more unique.
It makes it more like online friendly.
Oh,
like
yeah.
interwebs.
But yeah, so read it.
Read it.
Spell check
That
it.
is the advice.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
So enough of my fucking tools. What about you, bro?
on the thing I mentioned in the beginning, the event that I had last week, and on the subject of failing last.
You just kept that topic going.
Yeah, holy shit, dude. Like that depressing episode. It wasn't that depressing actually, but it felt like it when we were in the room.
Yeah.
But I think we were tired as well. So
we're always tired.
So yeah, we're never gonna mention that.
But yeah.
In regards of failing though, I was invited by Wacom to go to this event down in Gothenburg, and I did. It was awesome. And they showed me a picture of the stage that I was gonna like stand on. You know, you start getting nervous because you're like, oh my god. And they gave me this, like I borrowed the new Mobile Studio Pro, the new one that they're releasing in just a couple of weeks. I don't know, at some point. And the worst thing about drawing at events is not having your own gear.
Yeah.
And but I was there, you know, an hour prior to starting, so I had an hour of prepping, and then that hour just like and they were like, "All right, let's go backstage." I'm like, "But I just got here."
I just learned how to draw.
Pretty much it. I had no settings. I accidentally removed one of the settings I needed, and you know, then it's just like they throw me behind the scene, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna call you out. We're gonna play a song, and then you come out." And I was like, "Holy shit!" Backstage though, there is a Hitler, like a Nazi flag, a Nazi gun, and some Nazi props. They're doing a play there that has Nazis in them. I don't remember what the play was, but I just get backstage. They're like, "Oh yeah, put your stuff there. Here's the you know, like the things like the microphone and shit that they put on me, and then just leave me there with the Nazi flags and shit."
What the?
and I joke earlier with the colleague that I work with there, Yuan. I was just like, maybe I should open up with a Nazi bit, you know, just like as a joke. I do this the day before. I get there. There's full Nazi fucking stuff in backstage.
Just go with it.
And the technician there, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're doing this play here, blah 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 blah." So, and he's like, "Oh, and we have these banners outside as well that we can roll down with the swastika on them, like you know, like you just pull the strings and they like fold down."
Yeah.
And my colleague was like, "Oh yeah." So as soon as you say like anyone like says anything remotely racist, we just like fold those down, just like, just ta-da! So they call my name. Barbie girl like plays. I'm a Barbie girl
From Aqua.
Exactly, Norwegian band, right?
Semi-Norwegian and Danish, I think.
All right, yeah, probably Danish. Jonas like chosen this song for me. I walk out like a rock star. In my head, at least. Super nervous. And I just like, "Yeah!" And I'm like, "You guys nervous?" They weren't. But I was. And I start, like, talking. And we're good at talking.
We know that.
Yeah, because the company is Enet. They sell, like, computer stuff. That's what they do.
Inet.
Oh, sounds like Skynet.
Yes.
And so just a bunch of nerds, pretty much. So I felt really comfortable. As the Sketchbook Heroes theme song says, they love 80s cartoon. So did they. Yeah, so I just reference dropped and bombed them like a Nazi, pretty much. I just went crazy. And it felt like I was doing stand-up while drawing. Because they were such a great crowd. I'm so thankful that they were so nice. Because
the pity laughs.
No. But it was just like they were giving me something back. You know, They were laughing or like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah," and they just shouted something out, which was so helpful for me. They're just giving me stuff to work with. And while I was drawing, I was like, "Oh guys, what do you sell like the most?" And they were like, "Air cans, you know, like to blow out your keyboard and like clean up your stuff." So I just like did that. I drew their mascot with one of those like air canisters, and it wasn't great. Oh man, and it wasn't great. And I was like, "Oh shit, how am I supposed to do this for 50 minutes? Like talk and draw and blah blah blah." Suddenly out of time. Like I did ask for the time, so I knew that I was running out of time, which also put like pressure on me to move on.
Yeah.
Like, I think the end result still, like, it's fine.
That's
like, it was good. Yeah, the end result, they loved it. and they came back because I was drawing after the on stage. I went backstage, or not backstage, but to the event itself that wasn't on stage, and I kept drawing, and I was just like building it up on the Mobile Studio Pro, and they were super nice, and they asked questions, and they just kept going like, oh shit, you added color now, like it just keeps progressing. But on stage while I was there, oh man, I felt like such a fucking failure. It's just like, should have planned this better.
Yeah.
But then again, I shouldn't have.
Exactly.
It's the balance between being funny and talking and just
working.
Yeah. Because I've seen, like, I'm not going to name drop this one, but I've seen artists that are way better than me, and they just draw. And that's fine. That's fine.
But you
I
need more than
personally
that,
prefer them to talk.
Yeah.
Because if it's just me, I can watch a time lapse.
Of course.
Like I can watch it on YouTube. If you're not even going to talk.
Exactly.
Like I don't enjoy it more live than I do seeing it on YouTube. Because on YouTube I can just be at home. And oh fuck, it's hard. It's hard to do both.
Yeah, that multitasking thing, dude. I think but a lot of people can't do that. That's what I wanted to sort of get to. It is an art form in itself to be able to multitask in that way, to almost disconnect your brain from these two different things and have it work.
No, but I totally get that. I get into that headspace as well. We've talked about it, I think, that where I sit on the train and you're just into it. Mm-hmm. And I think at some point, I think we told this, that a girl, she just tapped me on the arm.
Yeah. I also draw.
No, not her. not crazy lady. Or like, not crazy, but yeah, appeared crazy. But no. This was another one. I think I've told this like early episodes. I saw that she had an interest to ask questions, but this came to me later, because she just like, usually people don't touch me when I draw, but she put her hand on my elbow because she was sitting, like honk honk, nice boob. She pretty much like put her hand on my elbow, and she was like, oh, what you're drawing is like, it's really nice, blah blah blah, watching you, and I was like, thanks, and then I kept drawing.
Yeah,
and then afterwards, and afterwards, once we left, like she smiled and she left. I was like, okay, she wanted to like interact like a human. Yeah. And I said thanks, and I just never left the page. Pretty much, I didn't even skip a beat. You know, it was just like, oh, thanks, polite human. Hey, la 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 la. I just kept drawing like a machine for another like 25 minutes.
With her just sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, that is so weird. Yeah. And I know that people, like, you can see them hovering sometimes on trains, and that has nothing to do with tools. So the Mobile Studio Pro
was it?
was awesome. Like, I think this version of the Mobile Studio Pro is no different visually from the previous one.
All right.
This is more of an update. Like, the processor is faster. The whatever the fuck was, I don't know which one was in the previous one. Yeah, exactly. But this one was a bit like, in the past, the Mobile Studio Pro, they've had like, this like enterprise version and the version. But now they're just going with the high spec one. That's it. So fuck it. They were just like, this is not a consumer product. It's just like, for the
illustrator or
like the professionals, yeah. And I think it's gonna cost around, at least in Europe, I'm guessing like 45,000 crowns.
Ouch.
I think that's the span, and that's, what is that, like 44,000 euros?
Yeah,
it's a lot of cash.
That's a lot of cash.
But it was very nice though. Like, it was way better than
compared to the iPad. Like, is it worth it?
The thing is, depends on what you're going to do.
Yeah.
I personally think the iPad is one of the strongest competitors when it comes to drawing because of the ease of access.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to pick up. It's always on. It's always you're just one click away from drawing. There is no disruption. Nothing loads. There's no logging in. It's just there.
Yeah.
That is hard to beat. I even tried drawing on the Surface Pro now just to compare them again because I've been drawing on the iPad, drawing on the thing, drawing on this, just like going back and forth. And they all have their pros and cons. Like the Surface Pro has, the mobility that the iPad has, all that stuff. Plus it's a computer. You can, do a lot of things that isn't like half-assed apps.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Mobile Studio has that power and stuff to do, like heavy artwork and stuff, but it's heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
And then you have the iPad that is, I think, a mix between, like a compromise between both.
Yeah.
But the drawing app is just
awesome.
And also it records the stuff you do.
Yeah.
And that, for me, as a content creator, I think that's what wins. Also Procreate.
Yeah.
Just
Procreate.
Procreate is the thing. Like, it creates extra content for me for free.
Exactly.
It's super easy to screenshot and edit, like, in the fucking iPad.
Yeah.
Without the need of anything. So
it's so easy.
Yeah. So there are, like, pros and cons. Like, I still use the Surface Pro, like, for stuff, like editing, video, whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, because you are limited to size with the Procreate, or with Procreate. You can't do, or at least I couldn't. I wanted to do my banner for a tattoo show.
How big?
Poster size.
What is poster size though? Like pixel wise, I'm thinking.
So I wanted it 70 times 100 centimeters.
Yeah,
with 300 dpi.
Yeah, that's what I have on the Zelda thing.
Yeah,
but
I wasn't
6,000 times too much.
Yeah, I wasn't able to actually create that.
What iPad did you buy, like size wise?
The larger one.
No. I mean like gigabytes.
What is it? 16 or something?
Gigabytes?
Yeah,
that's why. If you had a bigger one, because I usually buy them at 100 and something or 256 gigabytes in storage. Because that's why you can't create larger canvases.
I normally use iTunes storage or Apple storage.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I was like, I don't really need a like that much space on my.
If you're only gonna draw on it, sure.
Yeah.
But I usually, just to make greater canvases, I buy the bigger ones.
Yeah. No, I haven't. I mean, this was the first time I actually needed to make something that big.
Yeah.
So I made it because I could make it 600 times 90.
Yeah.
So just a little bit smaller, and then I just told the printing place to scale it up a little, and it was fine.
Yeah.
It worked. I only needed something fast. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, there are limits, is what I am saying. So. I would have preferred to use my Wacom, but it's become really slow, just like my old tattoo machine. Yeah. I've worked with it too much. Just it's not really doing what I want it to do anymore. And sometimes it quits and gets,
Yeah, I hate that. Worst thing.
But yeah.
All right. I have nothing else on tools. Like, for the limited amount of time that I used it, awesome tool. Will I pay that much for it? Not even my work wanted to pay for that.
No.
It's just like, no. And I totally get that.
Yeah.
Like, I totally get it why you wouldn't want to spend 44,000 or 45 or 40-ish. Like, I get it.
If you're not like actively working.
Yeah, you'll pay it off fast.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you have constant work flowing through your bank account, then it won't be a problem. Like, it won't even be close to a problem. So that's it.
Cool. Any tips for people that might be looking to do similar things, like actually, well, not perform, but do live drawing in front of people, and how to approach speaking?
Fuck, isn't that another episode?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Let's save that.
Let's save it.
Let's save it and talk about
stage
nerdy stuff.
Yes, all right.
Let's save that one, actually. Live gigs.
Put it in the bank.
Yeah, we'll put it in the bank, and we'll bring it back at some point.
Because
I did things with my hands.
I also love talking. So,
Yes.
awesome. All right. Moving on. Moving on.
Moving on. Are you ready?
Tales from the crypt.
Yeah, I should have
We're
seen
not
that
gonna
yesterday.
talking about that.
I should have seen it.
I used to love that show, though.
Oh,
Oh,
me
retro!
Retro!
Heroes!
Yes. So we're back, and now we're doing Robert's favorite segment, and I'm trying not to derail as much as I...
What the fuck were we supposed to talk about, Robert? Because I don't remember, but I wrote it down.
You wrote it down.
I know, but without the notes, I would never remember. This is the one note. I didn't write it down.
Cuke.
No, we'll figure it out. No worries.
Yeah, we got this.
We got this. Motherfucker! It was something that we both like?
Yes.
Something that we both seen recently?
Yes.
You sure?
No.
Have we seen it?
So Ilias' brain is back.
Woo! All right, so I'm surprised that I managed to think of it, but apparently we did not write this down because it was so obvious that we would remember it.
Of course.
Which
And
we didn't.
and it is. Like as soon as you
Now
say
it is, yeah. It all just clicked back into place. So, at our new studio, I reintroduced something that we used to do at King. Me, Mario, that does the intro. Okay, the first part of the intro, the talky part of the Sketchbook Heroes Danger Zone. And the cool thing about that was that we invented, I don't know how it came up, but we coined the term Shit Flick Friday. And we've talked about this, but for all of you that are new, it pretty much means like we'd put up 5 movies or 3 movies, and then people voted on, like we watched the trailers and then we'd vote for
like
one.
a poll.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we would vote and watch the worst one. And this is now a thing here at our new studio because we talked, Underverket. And we told Max, and he's like, "Oh, dude, we have got to do that." So the first movie that we watched was Samurai Cop.
Was it from 92 or 94?
91?
Somewhere around the early 90s.
Yeah, exactly. Like early 90s is key here.
Yes. So, yeah, Samurai Cop 1. And we saw number 2 as well.
Oh, shit. And
so we did the whole...
I love that we watched the first one and we couldn't stop crying. You know, like...
Yeah.
This movie is so bad that it automatically turns... Like, it's so entertaining without meaning to. Or they haven't put the effort in entertaining. But I think that's what makes it entertaining.
Yeah.
I think we all just cried and screamed through the whole movie.
But that made it so much better as well. Because,
I think, yeah.
I mean, the whole setup of a Shit Flick Friday is that we're sitting there and commenting on the movie while it's happening.
You watch it with like-minded friends.
Yeah.
And I think that's key.
And like when we saw this one, we were drinking beers and like eating popcorn and like having just a good event.
The cool thing about this event is that most of the people didn't know each other well, and still it works.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Like we didn't know Sarah that well. That was the first time.
I didn't know anybody.
You didn't know anybody.
Me, it was the first
yeah,
visit,
exactly. And I've talked to Sarah online. I've talked to Max a couple of times before since like this venue, and it was just that everyone could just get together and die together, like watching this movie, laughing.
It was
so fucking good.
Yeah, I think I laughed throughout the whole movie.
But there was no point where you couldn't laugh.
No,
because
as soon as you catch your breath, it's a new stupid scene, and it's so brilliantly stupid.
Yeah, but
that's gonna be the word of this.
But the beauty of this movie is that, like, we're not gonna tell you the plot of this movie.
No,
but there are things about this movie that are so dumb that it's brilliant. For example, there is this main character called Samurai, or they call him the Samurai Cop. But they've never indicated in any way that he has any sort of martial arts or samurai
Yes,
connotation.
Spoiler alert.
No, but I'm just saying that like the movie.
Yeah, that's
Like-
how brilliant it is. I guess
I don't know. Like,
it just really does its own thing.
But man,
It's
just
so
like,
good.
and there is a YouTube documentary about the movie. I'm so excited about this movie. But the movie itself is just like, it gets even better with the interviews, and I want to watch it again. Just to like, we should watch the interview first, and then watch the movie,
Just so you know what you're sort of getting into.
exactly, and what the expectation, or like how, because the main protagonist, the guy, I don't remember his name,
Samurai Cop.
Samurai Cop, exactly. He just tells you the crazy sort of like recording schedule and shit. Because this, like, the guy that made the movie, the director, he was just like, meet me at this place in 2 hours. And then they just, like,
Went
there and started recording this crazy ass scene. He was so frustrated with the movie and the direction. And so at some point, he just stopped giving a fuck.
I think everybody stopped giving a fuck at some point.
Yeah, but you can clearly see it as well. But then he sort of like goes into detail where and what scenes are
I need to see
sort
this
of
interview.
over the top.
Yeah.
But it's like 2 parts, and I think they're both like 20-ish minutes.
Perfect.
But they're so good. Like, it just made this movie. Like, I didn't think it could get better, but it gets better.
Awesome.
Like, it's so good.
But I think the beauty of a movie like this, just to go in a little bit deeper here, is that it sort of goes to show that if you want to do something, you can do it.
Yeah.
Like and it's become this cult movie. Like, it even got a sequel that was made a decade later,
Yeah.
which is unfortunately not as awesome,
Not even close. Like,
but
not
awesome in
even
its own
close.
way. I
It
think
was
I think
really-
it has its audience for sure.
Yeah.
But the first one is a timeless classic now.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, they did every scene is a one take.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
they didn't
they
have
just
time to
fucking-
do
yeah,
any
yeah.
retakes, so
he
they
didn't
just
care.
did,
Like, yeah, he didn't want to spend money on film because it was back in the day when you actually, it wasn't digital, you know.
yeah, it was
So
on film. But and you can obviously see it, but it just makes the movie into this, I don't know, another level of movie.
it's hard to put into words.
Yeah,
right? Because
it really
nothing has
is.
been this bad ever.
Exactly, and trust me, if you eventually go and see this movie or sit down and see it,
Yeah.
you're just gonna be shaking your head like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
Yeah,
You're not gonna get it, I think. But try to get together like a group of friends and see this movie,
It's
preferably with some sort of alcoholic beverage.
sword. Did you say sword?
I did say sword.
sword of.
Yes, sort of. Yeah, just so you can really go nuts with the commenting on this movie. And
Yeah. Oh yeah, you need to. That's the beauty of it. It's not a movie that you're like, oh, I need to hear what he says.
Exactly.
Oh, with the youth of America and the drugs on our streets. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's so many good parts. Like, this movie is, like I said, it's a whole nother level of just cheesy.
Go in blind though. Don't even watch the trailer for it.
No, definitely. The
Don't
less,
even watch.
the less
the
you know.
less you know, the better this movie will get.
'Cause
don't
that's-
even
that's
watch
what I did.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about this movie except the title,
Yeah.
and I'd seen the photo of
Yeah.
the mullet, or like the do.
They do. Yeah.
Like, I'd only seen the lead character pretty much, and that's it. I had no idea what it was about. All I knew was that I had to see it one day because the name says it all. Yeah, definitely didn't regret a single second of it.
Oh man.
And I'm not getting them back.
You know, no, you're not getting them back at all. No refund.
No refunds.
But what I love about it was how excited we all were. And we were like, oh, they're making a second one?
Yeah,
And they're like, oh my God, it's already out?
The whole place exploded.
Everyone went bananas.
It was so good.
Yeah.
At this place, Underverket, where we're recording, and if you want to have a nice little office environment to work, we definitely recommend you come check them out. Because not only can you work here, but they also have a fucking cinema.
Yeah, that's where we watched
Yes.
this shit. Yeah.
And it's such a luxury thing, and it's nice, little cozy but it just made it even more special.
Yeah.
And that was sort of, like I said, my first introduction to this place. So it was like fantastic. It was just amazing. Getting to meet everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was awesome, super funny. Best movie ever. Getting to hang out with my bro again after the big long trip. And just, yeah, it was an amazing time.
I can still feel that excitement that we were just like all feeling like it's so
But
dumb.
just-
but
Yeah,
just,
exactly. Like,
it was
it's so dumb.
Like, why are you? Oh, you guys are so close. Like you're so like we're bonding over Samurai Cop.
Exactly.
That is like the depth of our love for each
Yeah.
other. Is like
Yeah.
Samurai Cop.
We're always going to have Samurai Cop.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, and obviously there's a whole nother world of shitty movies out there for you guys to watch.
Yeah.
So this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yep.
But it does make up a pretty big chunk of that fucking iceberg.
Oh yeah,
because
and if you're
it's-
gonna watch shitty movies, you should almost have this one as the last movie you
Yeah,
ever see because
because-
nothing can live up to this movie. Like,
Exactly.
It is insanely bad,
Yeah,
but
in a good way.
in a good way. Yeah. Oh man, it's so hard to explain how good this movie is without spoiling the fuck out of it.
Exactly.
And you wouldn't understand unless you've
No.
seen it, so there's no point in telling you anything.
Just keep in mind that it's a 90s movie, so the values were a bit different back then.
Oh
so
shit!
if you're a
yeah,
bit
yeah,
squeamish with bad jokes or
yeah, or-
anything sort of not PC,
oh yeah, that's not for you.
then-
That's not
yeah,
for you.
then maybe don't watch
But if
it.
you're really into awkward sex scenes
Oh my
and
God. Yes.
terrible fight scenes and just vulgar language,
Yeah,
this is for you.
This
yeah,
is you.
this is for you. And also just
100%.
like random laughter.
Yeah. I almost feel like we should do a drawing tribute to
To Samurai Cop.
yeah, because he's such an iconic like
He's such an iconic
yeah.
character.
He's like, you know, that not famous version of Jean-Claude Van Damme and Sylvester Stallone.
I don't know. I get like renegade vibes, like Lorenzo Lamas
Yeah, exactly.
meets samurai, meets not samurai, meets cop.
A lot of meats.
A lot of meets.
Anything else we want to say about this?
This movie? No, just fucking watch it.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to make an event where we can get together and maybe watch one of these movies with you guys in some way. Because now we have
We have
a venue for it.
Exactly. Yeah, we have to do that.
Oh, fuck, it's so good.
Yes.
But I think what we can talk about for at least our new listeners, I think we've mentioned Shit Flick Friday before.
Yep.
But for our new listeners, just grab some crappy movies. There are so many out there. Like I think Asylum.cc or something like that
They make
has a list that is endless. They take like anything famous
and make it into
and make it
a
into one of
shitty
these
one.
like shitty versions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's like, what is that one called? Is it Pacific Rim?
Yeah,
They made Atlantic Rim.
exactly.
And all the actors are subpar at best, but they still like for 40 minutes in every movie they try to build up some type of character development that never delivers. And I think the best thing about all these movies is there's always one famous person you know from your childhood. It might be Steve Urkel, it might be Julia Roberts' brother, it might be, you know,
And
Michael
we have the
Madsen.
Beverly Hills 90210 old school cast.
No, but just like there is always this one person. I think even Alice Cooper jumped up in one of them. Like I don't remember,
So cool.
but there's always someone. Oh shit, the kid from Terminator, Edward Furlong.
Oh yeah,
He was in Arachnoquake, and just like they're so worth watching with friends.
yes,
Like alone, you'd probably just like mentally die.
yeah,
But with friends, with the live commentary and just like you guys triggering each other or laughing, it's priceless. Just get a couple of beers or whatever the fuck you enjoy, and just get together.
yeah,
Like bring mom and
enjoy
dad.
100%.
Yeah, but it's an awesome thing to do with friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit Flick Friday.
That's I think the best recommendation of this episode for sure.
It is a different type of nerdy shit.
It is. It is.
It's like that one time where we invited Bouquet,
And
the portrait master, and then
and we
just,
only talked about shit flicks.
Yep. We'll disappoint you at some other point as well, so don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
That's what we do best.
Exactly. And like we said before, if you want to sit with us at Underverket, just contact us at hello@sketchbookheroes.com.
hello@sketchbookheroes.com.
Yeah. I can't see us sitting anywhere else than here.
No.
And it'd be awesome if other creative people in Stockholm want to sit here because this place is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And there are plans. They just got this pinball machine.
Yes, they did.
Outside.
Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the motherfucking crypt.
So awesome.
And Robert just bought Tales from the Crypt.
Just yesterday. That's so good. Yes. Demon Night.
Yeah, so if you want to sit with a bunch of nerds and creative people, I think you should definitely check this place out.
Check it out. You almost feel like you're at home straight away. And it's a cool place. It is
a cool place. It's an old car wash?
Was it car wash or mechanic place?
No, yeah, I think it's like both.
Oh, yeah.
It's both. Like you could, it's like a car workshop? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, and they kept a lot of like some old stuff from that. And yeah, just come down and see it.
And for those of you, depending on when this episode is released, we might have had our like Sketchbook Heroes meetup, blah, 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 blah thing by now. So some of you will have already been here.
Yes. And we hope to see all of you again.
Yeah.
And bring your friend.
And bring a friend, yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to try to do more of these small little events.
Mm-hmm.
And
hopefully it'll be small.
Yes.
I'm just like, ooh. You never know.
Small but frequent. I think
that would be nice. Yeah, that would be really nice. At least like every other month or something.
Yeah,
maybe because then it's not too frequent for us to
we have time to plan it out
and disappoint you.
Yeah, exactly.
Every other month.
But yeah,
and I think if you want to be part of this podcast in any way, just reach out to us.
Yeah. Either Instagram or, like we said, hello at sketchbookheroes.com.
And that's hello@sketchbookheroes.com. And Sketchbook Heroes is brought to you in collaboration with 21 Draw. We're not too old for this shit.
Never. But yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
bada
all
bing,
the
bada bang.
information and all the stuff we've talked about. So with that said, I think...
vote on the podcast, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Go. Rate us.
Heroes?
Rate us.
Penetrate us. Okay, we're out.
Why?
Goodbye.